Is Will Smith just totally in over his head? Why does he stay married? Why do they stay married at this point? What's this charade really about? Do they actually love each other? Hello. Welcome back to the show. Make sure you subscribe. This is a big deal because, I don't really do a lot of entertainment news. But when a story seems interesting enough and perhaps has enough ripple effect, well, maybe I'm willing to take a look. And this one is one of those stories. So Jada Pinkett Smith is the wife. We'll use that term very loosely, shall we? In quotation marks, the wife of Will Smith, the very famous actor who I actually have a lot of respect for as an actor. He's just done some phenomenal movies. He's been extraordinarily successful. One of the highest paid guys, if not the highest paid in Hollywood right now. Well, she's just come out with a huge bombshell on the Today Show, speaking with Hoda Kotb about her marriage. Apparently, they don't live together or something. I'm going to show it to you in just a second. I'm going to show it to you. And we can talk about it. But before we do, understand the complexity, if you would, of this relationship and this woman, which we all sort of saw up front and center at the Academy Awards, right? Remember with the slap that was heard around the world? I'm going to play this for you. And it was when Chris Rock got that slap in the face. It was really weird too, because don't guys really normally punch? Anyway, he got a slap from Will Smith after making a wisecrack about Will's wife's alopecia, which is an autoimmune condition and serious, etc. But it's so weird because if you look at this thing, you're going to watch Will Smith laughing his head off until he looks over at his wife there, Jada, wife, again, I use that term loosely, who's not too pleased. Take a look at how things just sort of spiraled out of control.
Got the hardest job tonight. Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Please, Lord. Jada, I love you. That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Will Smith just smacked out of me.
So Chris Rock is the bomb, right? Totally the bomb. I actually was watching that in live time and thinking, okay, was that meant to happen? Was that part of the script? Was that a joke? Because it looked like one of those slapstick slaps, right? I mean, again, wouldn't you really punch him and we wouldn't slap him? Anyway, the whole thing was so darn bizarre. It wasn't a joke. Apparently, Will Smith really lost his cool because Jada, the wife, was not pleased with the joke. So that gave the whole world some insight and a front row seat into the complexity of this couple's relationship, which is just really, really bizarre. I mean, I know we've seen it in the supermarket tabloids, and you probably caught it out of the corner of your eye, but that really just sent it straight to center stage, which in a weird way, I sometimes wonder if that's what this woman wants. I think she, in and of herself, may be a pretty complex person. I mean, look, marriage is a very special union and one that should be honored. I don't really get why two people would be living together from 2016, living completely separate lives as though they're divorced. This is the big revelation that she went on to the Today Show with. Let me show you.
So, Will, Esther Perel is coming to.
There are so many surprising things in the book, but the thing that surprised me the most, that I actually had to reread it because I said, is this true?
Right.
Was that in 2016, you and Will decided that you were going to live completely separate lives.
Yes.
It was not a divorce on paper,
right,
but it was a divorce. So from the year 2016, which is 7 years ago now,
yes,
y'all have been apart.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of weird. One has to wonder if this has anything to do with the release of a memoir coming out later this month, like in a week or so. Plus, there's this whole NBC special around it. I'm sorry, like, what is so special about this woman? Granted, she's married to a really interesting guy and apparently wants to stay married, despite the fact that they don't really have a marriage. All rather peculiar. I'm blown away by this because it seems to me that she is rather self-absorbed and very interested in creating a kind of Kardashian type lifestyle for herself. I mean, I don't know why her husband goes along with this. Take a look here at this moment, this precious moment from her. I don't know. She did this on her Instagram or something to promote her Facebook show. It was really kind of, I don't know, like this would have been grounds for me anyway if I was Will to say, sayonara, see you, lady.
So, Will, you know Esther Perel is coming to the table. She's going to be at the red table. Would you say she has been instrumental in you and I redefining our relationship?
I would say don't just start filming me without asking me.
Oh, my goodness.
If you could film me.
Esther, come help us again, please. I'm still dealing with foolishness.
Because she don't just...
She helped us heal the hurts that we caused between one another.
My social media presence is my bread and butter, okay? So you can't just use me for social media and not, don't just start I'm standing in my house.
Please watch Esther at the red table because she's helped us a lot. Can't you tell?
Okay. So the red table's her show. The woman maybe is just a brilliant producer or just totally screwed up. As for him, like, I don't know, like the guy's an actor. They're both actors. They met actually back on the set of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Remember that show, popular sitcom? She auditioned for the role of his girlfriend, but she didn't get it because the producers thought she was too short. But, she wound up getting the big role, I guess, of wife. I again use it in quotations because they don't seem to have what I would call a very healthy relationship. Look, on the one hand, it's wonderful that they want to stay together for their kids, which is what they've said in the past, and that's great. But on the other hand, something's going on. I mean, they've talked at length about their marital troubles, including, of course, on this show that she's always trying to promote. Let me share this one with you.
Nobody's business.
Yeah.
I feel like it's healing that needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You've been on a hell of a journey with me. So that's what we're going to start with. This is a very personal journey.
Yeah.
That became very public.
Yes, absolutely. So what happened, Jada?
Okay, so let's start with, I guess about 4.5 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was about 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Started a friendship with August.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually became really, really good friends.
Mm-hmm.
From there, you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided...
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
Marriages have that, though.
Yeah,
Marriages have that.
Yeah, we basically, we broke up.
We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time. And then what did you do, Jada?
As time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August. One thing I want to get clear about and clean up, one of the things that was kind of swirling in the press about you giving permission, which is, the only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Because this is your red table and you brought yourself to the red table. I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space and what happened.
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so they're laughing about it, and the whole thing went viral because it's like entanglement. That's kind of a weird way of saying affair, relationship, whatever it is. It gets even weirder, right? Because she met the guy through her son, and she was at least 20 years older. Anyway, the whole thing just is totally, totally, totally cringe. And these people are oversharing. They don't need to. That's the thing. What are you doing this for? I get it. The Kardashians, maybe when they started out in their business, they were a little down on their luck. They had the ex-Olympic athlete that was on the Wheaties box, but was no more. And the mother was just brilliant and somehow turned all of those kids into superstars when they really had absolutely no talents whatsoever. So, hey, hats off to you. But, Jada, you don't need the money. Your husband's doing great. He actually is a real actor. I don't understand this because people say, well, she's in it for her bank account. She really doesn't need to care that much about her bank account. So really what this comes down to is ego. She's going to just exploit the negative aspects of her relationship with her husband for her ego. And then I just say, well, why does he stay? And by the way, why does she stay? Let's be very clear. Like, a relationship is something that is either incredibly powerful or incredibly detrimental. I say all the time, you can't pick your family, but you can pick your spouse. And so you should choose wisely. Now, not everybody chooses wisely first time around. I know people that, it takes them 3 or 4 times. Ideally, you get it right early on. But I understand and am empathetic to the idea that, sometimes it takes a few tries because you're still trying to figure out who you yourself are. And I think I said something really critical that all of us can relate to there, right? In order to be in a relationship, you have to be confident in yourself. You have to know who you are. You don't want to be in competition with the other person. So I often think these 2 actor relationships, think Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, they're just bound for failure, right? Or Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith. Now, who am I to judge? I'm not. I'm nobody to judge. I just merely think that this is a complicated situation. And Will himself, who seems like a pretty good guy, like, what's he doing? Like, why put up with that? Why do you have to have your personal news broadcast all over? Why do you have to have the threat of your wife putting up a cell phone camera that she's going to go use then on her little talk show that she's trying to get some, some ratings for? It's peculiar, to say the least. I mean, maybe the guy is just totally whipped and he's like, she is the hottest thing that I've ever seen and this, that, and the other. And he just is under a spell. I mean, again, when you go back and you look at what happened at the Academy Awards, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, is this guy for real? Is this an act? It's hard to know sometimes. I don't even think these actors know themselves.
Got the hardest job tonight. Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord.
Watch,
Jada,
see?
I love you.
He's
G.I.
smiling.
Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right?
And then she gets a little annoyed because she thinks he's making fun of her autoimmune
That was a
disease.
nice one. Okay.
And he's like,
out
oh, it
here.
wasn't so bad.
Uh-oh, Richard.
And then this.
Oh, wow. Wow. Will
And then he
Smith
kind of
just smacked
smiles.
out of me.
It's like he has to do something for Jada. Like, you get your, you know what up there and sock it to him. I mean, it's really weird. And I feel bad for the couple because, they've been married since like 1997, which is pretty remarkable in Hollywood, right? And again, I go back to this idea of the foundation of a marriage being really important for kids. And you want to try and work things out. And granted, it's not easy. But what's going on? Like, you're really okay, Will Smith, with your wife just broadcasting all this stuff? You like her that much? You're willing to put up with all of that? Wow. I mean, maybe that's just really true love, or maybe he's just been duped. And maybe she too has been duped because she's deceiving herself and that she is robbing herself of the opportunity to have a meaningful relationship with someone who's not just going to be a puppy dog. Because women don't really want puppy dogs. Anyway, like I said, I don't normally cover this entertainment stuff, but occasionally, we get a story that comes along that's interesting enough. And because of what had happened with the Academy Awards, he's been banned for like 10 years. I thought it was worth bringing that to you. What do you think? I mean, is Will Smith just totally in over his head? Why does he stay married? Why do they stay married at this point? What's this charade really about? Do they actually love each other? I don't know. Hey everyone, Trish Regan here. If you enjoyed that clip, please do me the favor of subscribing to the channel. Just hit that little subscribe button right over there. Did I do that right? Not quite, but you know where it is. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so that you get the alerts, and I'll see you back on the show.